Welcome, guys, to the most recent episode of the Ridgebacks Rumble Talks. And today we're joined with a very special person today, and Doraianna Filippo. Doraianna, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you.
Awesome. So Doraianna, if you do not know her, you will know her very soon. Her face will be everywhere. But Doraianna was in the dance team at Ontario Tech. She was studying forensic psychology. She was also the dance MVP this past 2019-2020 season too. She did receive a leadership award as well in 2019. And fun fact, she actually did represent Canada in the past. Or do you still represent Canada till now?
I do still represent Canada. I still do.
Great. And I just read this up that you went to Barcelona for the Dance World Cup and you finished 8th in the competition. So that was pretty cool too. So lots of great stuff to see here. We're going to have a fun conversation. But first of all, let's start off from your hometown, Hampton, Ontario, as I saw it on your profile. What can you say a bit more about that?
About my hometown? Well, it's just like a little neighborhood. We're all technically countryside farmers. I live on a farm, to be honest.
Nice.
So that's really fun. I grew up with just lands and, like having fun outdoors. I'm very much an outdoorsy individual. So our neighborhood's quite small. We have a general store, a small community center. It's actually everyone knows everybody. It's really nice. We have a really sense of community bond as well. Nice. So
I like that. I love those kind of environments, where the next person knows this other person, and it's just a nice, wholesome community that you're living in. Kind of how my experience was at Ontario Tech. So if you didn't know as well, fun fact, you're also the VP of Student Life going into this new school year, right?
I am.
Are you excited about that? What's your excitement level for that?
My excitement level for that?
Yes.
Through the roof, let me tell you.
Yes.
So to be honest, everyone else on the union comes from clubs and societies. I was actually the first vice president / president or exec member to come from an athletic background.
Wow.
So that's really exciting. Definitely coming into my role, I am all about community. I found that being a Ridgeback, there was a big family community and there was a big support, and I just wanted to see that throughout the entire school. So that's my main goal.
Yes.
I'm just super happy to be involved in everything and getting to see and getting to work with so many wonderful people. So I'm super excited for the new coming year for sure.
Yes, I am too. I mean, when I saw the announcements, I saw such a star-studded lineup of individuals, and I saw different people. I knew some of them before, like Tiffany as well. I know her in the past, and I got to know a couple of the other people, Farhan and Archit, and then you now. And I'm saying, wow, this is an elite group of individuals. But before we talk more about that, I want to just warm you up with a little bit of a quiz. Just ask you some very random questions that I just found, if that's okay.
Okay.
Okay, so the very first question, I don't know how I stumbled upon this, but I saw this fun fact about bees. So I heard that bees communicate through 3 different means: touch, smell, and one more. What is the last means of communication they use?
Touch, smell. To be honest, I have no idea.
Apparently it's dancing, actually.
No, stop.
I found that so funny. Exactly. I just knew you were going to connect. So that's cool. So this next question is a math question. Very random too. Let's see if you can get this. What is 2020 multiplied by 2020?
Are you asking me 2020 multiplied by 2020? Can I use a calculator? Is that possible?
That's cheating, Doraianna.
So?
Okay, fine. Go for it.
Okay. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I was lacking creativity, so I just came up with that question. Okay.
I got some ridiculous number. Would you like to see?
Yes. What is it? 4080 400. Nice. So that's just honestly pretty much it. Nothing
Oh,
special.
very
So
good answer.
yes, you got the answer either way, somehow. So perfect. And then now actually, let's start to talk more about the Ridgeback season, how it was in the past. So I was just doing a bit of scurrying, looking through, perusing, looking at some of the things you've done in the past. And I saw that during the Terpsichore UDC in fall of 2019, you were actually the highest scoring soloist and you got a score of 94.72. What was that like? Like, what was the experience like? What was the effort behind it that helped you get to such a level?
So the dance world is kind of a little bit different than the normal athletics world. So we go by scores, as you see. Yeah. So we go out of 100. To be honest, it was exciting. But I know in the competition world, there is far better dancers than I am. So I progressed to enhance my abilities and my technique to match theirs or to just even come close. So even if I did get a really high solo mark, does not mean that I can't advance that. So in the sense of everyone else on the team, especially, like, they have wonderful marks as well. I just think it sometimes depends on the artistry. A lot of it is, it's a better lack of term, it's a physical art sport. Okay. So you have the physical aspect of it, but you also have the artistic aspect of it. So if a judge individual is judging you and you're like, oh, physical training and technique is perfect and on point, but they are not fully invested in the artistic form, you may get a lack of marks. And that's not because of you individually, it's just the artist form. So yes, it was exciting, but it was also kind of like thankful and a sense of luck, to be honest, because it's like, oh, I'm lucky that they liked my art form or they liked that storyline and things like that. So
true. It's like that argument how people say art is a very subjective field to talk about in general. It's very hard to define, okay, what is the best form of art, because it's kind of down to taste. So yeah, I see that. And I really appreciate that humility about you as well, that you know, okay, you really put in work, but at the same time, you know that there's always room for improvement, something you can always do better. So this begs me to ask this question. As for someone like me who knows literally nothing about dancing, except maybe the kinds I see in music videos, or I got to see a bit of a performance during the inaugural basketball game. That's probably the only time I've gotten to see the dance team in action. What would you say makes the perfect dance routine in a perfect world?
That's a very hard question.
I know.
You're like, I know that is.
That's why I need to ask
it. So in experience, there's different genres in dance. Yeah. So the perfect, as it's the same thing as a painting. There's no perfect painting, or artists usually say a painting is never finished or it's never completely done. So that's the same thing comes for dance. It all comes to an individual's taste and preference. For example, if you're more into like a hip hop, like dance vibe, then sometimes it depends on the style of music and the hip hop style you're choosing. So what makes a perfect dance? I would say nothing, because every kind of style of dance reflects the artist and reflects the individual that's watching it. So some individuals would say that's perfection, and other individuals would say was like, oh, that's not my taste. So it's a hard stream to follow, for sure. But dance is never a finished product.
Yes, I agree with that. Honestly, I think that's the best answer you could possibly give, because once again, it still ties under that discussion of it being very subjective, which is what it falls into. So let me just ask this then. What would you say is your favorite style of dancing that you've enjoyed the most? And what, in your own eyes, makes a really good dance routine under that genre?
Okay, another very difficult question. I do not have a favorite genre. Okay. I'll tell you why.
Please.
Different genres portray different emotions and different storylines. So if I'm going through a contemporary field, it will have a totally different vibe and sense than a jazz routine, let's say. Contemporary world, you're looking more of a more feeling quality, more storyline, more drama. And then the jazz, like a Broadway, like if you see a musical and things like that, like that's where you kind of sit. Hip hop, you see music videos, like, you know what I mean? That's what you think of. So I strive to be a versatile dancer. So that's why I don't really have a favorite genre. But I would say the genres fit closely with, like say if I'm doing contemporary, the more drama and the more passion there is towards it, that makes the routine. For jazz, it's going to be, if it's visually appealing to like a theater eye. So if I'm coming to watch you in the theater, are you going to be over the top? That's going to be like, wow, that wow factor. And then hip hop, it's like that vibe and like, are you going to make the normal individual stand up and dance with you? I hope that answers that question. That's very hard questions, to be honest.
It is. It is. I think it kind of falls in the discussion of how, let's say you have a favorite artist or a musician, and it's very difficult to just pick one of their albums and say, this is my favorite album, because each different album might depict very different emotions, very different points and times in their lives. And it's kind of where you want to be at that particular point in time that you gravitate towards each one in that different sense. So now let's actually kind of tie this in with another experience you had dancing for Canada. Let's take it back to 2018 when you went to Barcelona. What was the vibe like? What kind of routines did you guys decide to specialize in? Or in fact, just generally, what was the whole experience like for you?
So I'm still currently on the Canada team. So last year we went to Portugal. The year before I went to Spain. This year we're supposed to go to Italy, but with everything happening, that was unlikely to happen. My going there and just seeing the different calibers of different countries. Their style of specific genres are completely different than what Canada offers, which is honestly phenomenal to see. In Spain, it was my first time competing for the team, and just like experience that in itself, I got goosebumps. It was just amazing. Just seeing the different cultures come together, and it was like being part of like a dance Olympic or like this soccer World Cup or things like that, that I was like, I understand how it feels to be competing with a country that, like shares the same passion as me, but has been brought up learning a different kind of style. And it was so nice to be judged and adjudicated by not only like North American judge, but like worldwide renowned like choreographers, dancers, and adjudicators, and like seeing them sit on the panel is like phenomenal. Like I was so nervous, extremely nervous. I don't think I slept for like 10 days because I was just so nervous. But we did all genres. We did from tap, jazz, contemporary, hip hop, all genres, you name it. So it was really exciting to be a part of that, and like, winning medals for your country, and like placing in top 10s, and, just being there with such a lovely group of individuals as well, supporting me, and being able to work with individuals that, teammates that share the same passion as you and drive. And it's like, we're here to not only to, yes, bring a medal home, but also experience, the dance world, and experience, the whole realm of different countries' perspectives on dance as well. So it was different emotions for sure. It was a roller coaster ride, but a good roller coaster ride.
Yes, exactly. That's honestly the way I would have summarized everything in my head. Like, that is an experience of a lifetime, something that anyone would dream to have. And that was it right there. Well, we're very proud of you that you got to experience that, and you're still going to experience that. It's not like the journey is over. So, I mean, what would you then say? I've gotten to know that there are a lot of talented dancers on the Ridgebacks team as a whole. And I'm sure, obviously, your dancing career has not come to an end. You're still going to dance and even get better. So what would you say your future looks like in terms of dance? And what does the future of Ontario Tech dance look like?
So I'm going to start with the future of Ontario Tech, because I find that team is home for me. To be honest, I talk to those girls all the time. They are my family, to be honest. They inspire me to keep pushing forward. They say, Doraianna, like, you need to push for this. Doraianna, push for that. Like, don't ever slack. And I listen to them because I'm like, if I don't listen to you, who am I supposed to listen to? So they definitely push me in the right direction. And I think Ontario Tech, we are lucky to be able to have a varsity dance team. And I know so many schools that, don't have that much luck to be a varsity team in general. So they do have dance teams, but we're essentially lucky to be a varsity team and being involved in that community. So I see it moving forward as like whoever dancers at Ontario Tech, I think this team is definitely some place that you can call home, call a community for sure. I see a growth in it. And our coach is amazing. I mean, she's wonderful. We've had lovely coaches before, and I continue to say our coach makes our team. And the coaches before has been awesome, and our coach this year is also awesome. And they just push for greatness in all of us. Potentially for my future, I keep pushing forward is my my go-to. Keep dancing. I will never stop dancing. I will keep pushing for auditions and keep finding things to make myself established. I go to school and I do all these great things with school, and I believe education is highly important. Yeah. But dance, the love that I have for dance is out of this world, and I don't think I can ever let that go. Yeah. So for me, just finding those new roots and those new areas where I can grow as a dancer is where I want to be. The path is a little blurry, but I'm still walking on it. So
just keep walking. Honestly, like with the way it's going, the future is looking very bright. Not just bright, very bright. I can put it that way. And it's great to also hear from your perspective what the culture is like for dance in Ontario Tech. And I was pretty impressed and happy by the fact that you emphasize this too, that we have a varsity dance team alongside, all the other sports that we have as well. So I'm very proud to call myself a Ridgeback too. And it's nice to know we have that community. So while still on that topic of the Ridgebacks now, we've spoken about them as a whole. I just came across this where apparently you got nominated for having the best TikTok account, even though you didn't win, but you were nominated. So please break that down for me. Why? Why did you get nominated?
So, little funny story behind that. I started a TikTok account because the students I teach, they all TikTok. So they're like 7, 8, between the ages of 7 to like 15. They all TikTok. And they're all like, Miss Doraianna, TikTok with us. So we would be at rehearsal, and if I got really, really excited, I would do a TikTok dance. Just like randomly. And I had this account because I was like, you know what, I'll do TikTok videos with the girls from school, the Ridgeback team, and the students I teach with. It'd be a fun little thing to do. I'm like, you're a dancer. I think having a TikTok account is probably potential. So that's how it started. And I don't know how many athletes know this, but whoever's really, really close to me knows that in the hall, I will be doing a TikTok dance or doing something. ETS, I got excited and do a TikTok dance or something like that, And so I guess that's how it started. But I mean, I'm going to say this nicely, but my TikTok account is not that good. I do it, but it ain't that good. It's okay. It's there for fun and to engage other people as well. And just for little giggles here and there.
Exactly. Just for laughs, just for casual things, just to do that. That means definitely when school opens back up, I'll be honored to do a TikTok video with Doraianna. Yes, I'm looking forward to that. Because since you said you do it pretty much anywhere, meaning I could just stop you right in the middle of the road and I'm like, Doraianna, let's do this right now. But great.
I'd be like, let's do it.
Well, you'll probably be way too advanced. We'll have to slow it down and then do the very simple steps because I can't dance to save my life. Let's just put it that way. But somebody who can, though, dance to save your life is Danielle Bates. And she did speak very highly of you. And she said that you're actually a major inspiration for her. Apparently, you guys have known each other for about 12 years. And before I even ask you to talk more about her and your relationship with her, I asked her what is one question she would like to ask you in front of everyone. So basically, she said I should ask you what your favorite Italian dish is.
That girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm, this one's a hard one. She
Mm,
gave me a very hard, that's a hard question.
that's good.
Um,
Lots of hard
so
questions today.
a very hard question. I would say lasagna
Mm,
or
why?
gnocchi.
Gnocchi, okay.
Mhm. The reason being is because my mom makes homemade tomato sauce,
Nice.
and it is perfection. I mean, I try to stay away from carbs as much as I can, but if those two dishes are cooking in the kitchen, your girl is
Yes.
sitting at the table and she's munching away.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
so that was a very hard question, Danielle. Very hard for me.
She even mentioned too, of course, you mentioned that your mom makes lovely food as well. She also mentioned that your mom's meatballs are great too. So I just wanted to chip that in as well. But that's great. Your relationship with each other is very, very wholesome. I like that. So what would you say it was like growing up with Danielle? I'm guessing you guys probably grew up or you knew each other for a long time. What do you have to say about her as a person?
Overall, extraordinary. She, better lack of term, is a beast. She's a beast in her style. She's a beast in school. Overall, she's an amazing individual. Growing up with her, we came from the same studio, so we trained together, and then we kind of went separate ways, but we reunited in university, and it was so nice to see kind of like those years kind of weren't existent. It was like we kind of went back to the same kind of flow.
Mm,
Um, so dancing alongside her, she's, to be honest, when she was little, so was I. We were very, very quiet individuals. We worked really, really hard, and we trained constantly. And I'm just lucky to say that you both can, like, we can see that now. So it's nice to have her by my side, especially walking into the first year of auditions and seeing Danielle there. I was like, it was a sense of relief because I was like, okay, someone I know, someone I care about, someone on my side. Okay, good. Good. Um, so there was a nice big release of the shoulders, and her being captain this year. I mean, she was fully invested, and I wouldn't see anybody else being captain this year. She was invested in our team. She believed in us. She did everything she could to, heighten our spirits, even when we were down and felt defeated. She was there. She was there saying, "Hey guys, it's okay. We can work hard and we can keep working to advance ourselves, and we will do good this year." And I couldn't agree with her more.
you did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's honestly, there's no words to describe her because all the words in the dictionary or all the words in the world describes her. Like all the positiveness, like she is an astonishing individual.
My goodness. That's literally all I can say. I wish I could have a friend like like that that would say such things about me. That's really nice to hear from you. I love that. So definitely, okay. Let's take this back to you now as a person. I don't really want to comment much about that because that was a perfect explanation you just gave. About you though, you as a dancer, you're also going to be VP as well. A lot of people do, I'm guessing you're going to even know you a lot more. You're going to be in the public eye a lot more, of course, because of your role and whatnot. But of course, there are some things that maybe not so many people might know about you as a person, maybe a hidden talent or something you love to do that may not be so public. I like to ask this question to people just generally that what's one thing a lot of people don't know about you that you wish more people knew about you?
Um, I feel like a lot of my close friends probably know all of these information. And to be honest, like I tell people all the time, I'm not very like an embarrassed individual. I'm like, if you want me to do something silly, I'll totally do it for you. Like, it's fine. Um,
Oh,
so
careful what you
I,
wish for.
yeah, it's true. It's true. Okay. I'll stop there for now. But essentially, I wasn't supposed to become like a dancer. So when I was little, I wasn't very good in dance. I was very, really good in soccer. And I was recruited for a rep team. And I was asked to be on the rep team and train with them. So I did train with them. And I was really good at it. But Doraianna didn't want to. Doraianna wanted to continue dance, and she wasn't good at it though. So here's the funny part: like she was really good at soccer and not at dance, but she chose dance and not soccer, even though being recruited on a rep team. I had the path made for me, and she just didn't pick it. So I would have been a rep player, probably on the soccer team, but I didn't pick that route. So I chose dance instead, and I actually picked a harder route, to be honest. It didn't come naturally, but that's okay.
Oh, what a major plot twist. Honestly, that's all I can say about that. So why then? Okay, I was going to eventually ask you, okay, why did you decide to pursue varsity dance at university? I think that would have been a very easy decision. But now knowing that you could have become a soccer star instead of a dancer, that's a major plot twist to this conversation. So now let's take it a bit back. Why? Why didn't you just take the easy path and go with soccer, as you said, and instead decide to go with dance?
I think it was because I knew I wasn't good in dance, and I saw that so many other people were pushing so hard to be these things. We would go and compete, and they would win so many medals and all these things. And, you know, the future of dance as a female, there's so many paths to choose from. There is music videos, there is Broadway, there is, you know, like choreography, workshops, seminars, so many things open to you. And I think it was just a hard path because as I was little, I was like, no, it's not something I'm good at, but I know that I can accomplish it. And it didn't come easy. I think that's why I pursued it, because it didn't come easy. And I was very mad at myself for it. Whereas in soccer, there is one path. It's if you play for like your country, and then after that, you become a coach, and that's it. You kind of like, I wouldn't say you may not fall off the radar, but I wasn't sure. I was a female, and I was like, I'm not sure. Like, things have changed now, but when I was little, I was like, yeah, sure, it comes naturally, but I've known so many friends that, you know, injured their knees and like damaged certain parts of their bodies from playing soccer, and I was like, I don't know if I want that to happen to me. But I think a major part was it because dance didn't come easy to me, and I was upset about it. So I was like, dance.
So you like a challenge. That's the kind of the summary I can get from that a bit. Of course, amongst many of the things you mentioned, that's honestly a major trait of a leader. You see adversity, you see the struggle, you see a major stumbling block, and you say, no, I'm not going to go around it. I want to jump over this thing just to prove a point, or for whatever reason you wanted to do it for. That's pretty interesting. Okay. So in that case, I have another set of challenges for you then. A quiz, just to kind of get you warmed up, or to change the conversation a bit more. Switch it up. Since you love challenges so much, I'm going to give you a challenge. So this is just a would you rather quiz. It's not, okay, what is the answer to this? So first of all, let's start with this. Would you rather never watch Netflix for the rest of your life, or never watch YouTube for the rest of your life? Netflix, okay. What about would you rather never use a pen or a pencil?
Pencil,
okay. Mm-hmm. Would you rather never eat breakfast or never eat dinner?
Dinner.
Why? Why'd you say that? I'm curious.
So I wake up really early in the morning, and I'm so hungry in the morning that I have to eat breakfast. And then dinner, I kind of like, throw that kind of away.
You don't mind skipping dinner?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Yeah, same. I'm a breakfast person too. So I have two more though. Would you rather be able to fly or live underwater?
Would I rather fly or live underwater? Oh, live underwater.
Live underwater. Why would you say that?
Because I can't swim. And that would be a great reason.
That's a good answer. That's a very good answer. Okay. And then the last one. Would you rather never have to pay for food, or would you rather never have to pay for food, or have Wi-Fi available everywhere you go? Literally everywhere, even if you're in the middle of nowhere.
Would I rather not pay for food and then Wi-Fi? I would rather not pay for food.
Why would you say that?
Because food is life. I'm always hungry. And it's nice to like detach from the Wi-Fi. And I think the Wi-Fi is what keeps me connected to the social media world, where
Yeah.
there's so many beautiful things to be offered in the world itself. And that detachment is actually quite good.
Yes, it is. Just to cut off once in a while, especially when all the noise is so much and very distracting. I feel you on that one. That makes perfect sense. So, this is a pretty open-ended question. Hopefully, it's not another tough question because this is about you. But let's say I was meeting you for the first time ever. I want to have a conversation with Doraianna, or actually, I want to become best friends with Doraianna. But to become best friends, I need to know more about your background or your life story or where you're coming from. So if you were to summarize this for me in 2 minutes, right from the day you were born up until now, what are some of those major events that you would just throw into that explanation in 2 minutes to sum up your life story?
So let's start. My background's Italian, so a lot of my cultural background is all based on Italy. So food, culture, ethnicity, religion, like all, very Italian. Essentially my life was been around dance, school, home, sleep, food. That's really much it. So interesting core aspects that I tell people all the time, just to kind of break the bubble when I meet new individuals, is that I have an animal phobia of
Oh,
chickens.
what?
But yes, I'm afraid of chickens, even though I own an egg, like my parents own an egg farm.
Oh,
Yeah. So I don't eat eggs and I have phobia of chickens.
that is
So that's
the
why I tell
biggest
people
irony I've
to break
seen.
the ice. And they go, interesting.
Yes.
Yep. And that's really much it. That's what I tell people to break the ice. And then we move on from there to explain that story.
Oh my
And
goodness.
then they're like, oh, so I was like, and then that's about it. I was originally from Oshawa and then I moved to Hampton.
Okay.
And my whole life has been school, dance, sleep, work, and food. And that's about it.
That's a nice mix. Perfect summary, honestly speaking. I think that's actually a very, very interesting icebreaker to throw in there your fear of chickens and all that. It's okay. So let me ask these two questions then. Apart from, let's say, dance or school or the formal things, even your role as VP, for example, just when you're unwinding or having fun, what are some of those things you like to do with your friends, with your families, with your fellow TikTokers? I don't even know. Anybody.
So things I do to unwind.
Yeah.
To be honest, I dance, but let's take away dance out of that. I usually love to hang out with friends, especially the girls from the Ridgeback dance team. Let's be honest here.
Nice.
Does Doraianna call all the time? Those girls. We like to
The
try different
squad.
things. The squad, that's for sure.
Yes.
Just trying different things, hiking, going out in nature, going out to a patio for a couple of drinks, doing brunch. Movie nights are great.
Yeah.
That's about it. Just like relaxing, kind of like having nice open conversations. And that's
Yes.
about it.
Friends are a big part of it, for sure. I could tell that from literally everything you've said so far, and it's really cool. I mean, you know how they say your friends are the family you get to choose as well. So now more about your family though. How much of a role has your family played in your upbringing, be it in dance, you as a person, or even just for fun, the kind of things you love to do for them? Just shout out your family. Let's talk more about that.
So my family's super supportive. Um, when I was younger, my mom played like my manager. She still is. She very much was like, if you want this, you need to strive for it. You're only as good as you say you are. So if you think you're only this much is what you get. You need to, if you want to strive for greatness, then that's what you need to do. And she's always been there kind of as my backbone for sure. My brother and my dad have been the hardcore supporters of you know, like if this hurts, like just stop. They're much more of the more like, oh, that hurt. Okay, it's okay. My mom's more of the rock. She's more of the like, no, you're gonna fight through it. And so I've always been daddy's little girl, and so like I get babied a lot in that area, but they're super supportive in anything I do. I honestly, when something good happens to me, I tell them. When something bad happens to me, I tell them. I'm very, very open with them. They're kind of like my best friends as well. We don't have any secrets. We say it as it is. A lot of the decisions I need to make, I run by them first. They're like, my parents are much older than me. They experience life a lot longer than I have. So just having their input on things before I make a final decision is something I have to always go through. It makes me feel more at ease.
Nice. You're a family person, straight off the bat. Family first, always part of your lifestyle. I can tell. Big supporters. I love how you mentioned that you're also a daddy's girl too. That's a nice fun fact to know too. So, okay, we've kind of come to the end of everything, of a wonderful life, the life and times of Doraianna Filippo. What a wonderful life it is. So now I'll give you the floor. You can talk about anyone you want to talk about, anything that's been on your mind that you want to shout out to everyone. You just want to let off your chest or just say anything. The floor is yours, Doraianna.
The floor is mine. I have so many things I want to say.
Just go for
it.
Just go for it.
I don't think there is much time in the world to say all these beautiful things. So essentially, I know with everything going on in the world, it's very hard to like pursue paths as you want to, or you know, there's struggles and there's different things, but there are people there to support you. I know it's hard times, but I think if you want to push for greatness, you can, no matter what the times are. If you need support or you need help, you know, there's always friends and family that are always there to support you as well. I know being VP student life right now, you know, if any student wants to reach out to me, I'm here to support as well. Like, I think my goal for this year as well is because of this whole big pandemic, and, you know, it's a struggle. It's going into a new set of normal, and it's very, very difficult to wrap your head around. And, you know, like, to be honest, I would just love to have things go back to the way it is, but unfortunately I don't know. We don't know. So I think, you know, I'm always here to support anyone who needs me, not just as my role, but as an individual and as part of the Ontario Tech Ridgeback community. We're a family in a sense. Even if I may not know you, we're still family. And so I'm always there to support. You may not know me, but that's okay. I'm here to talk.
Doraianna's got your back. That's the motto. That's literally it. Okay, so just to end off everything finally now, you know how Danielle paid it forward and said, okay, let's speak with Doraianna. She's an amazing person. Let's ask her a bunch of tough questions. Who would you like to pay it forward to that you think would be a great person for us to have a conversation like this? Not an interview, a conversation like this with them. And what question would you like to ask them?
Oh, there's so many people.
Or you can name a bunch and we'll just pick a random. That's another option.
Okay. I'll give you 3 people. Okay. So there is Alex from the lacrosse team. Okay. She's a wonderful individual and has done greatness. I'm not really into lacrosse, but I've seen those stories. I followed her. Like, she's pretty bomb. Like, she's pretty cool, man. So she's awesome. Let me think. There's so many other people that I would love to. Adam Stone from the rowing team.
Oh, we already spoke with Adam, actually. He's a great
guy. He's so awesome.
Oh, yeah, I love Adam. Adam
like, is mind blown. Like, I talked to him and I'm like, how? Like, how?
His mindset, his work ethic is above the roof.
Like, over the top. Yeah. I'm like, I don't think I'll ever match you, but that's okay. I'm still here. There is a Martha from the rowing team as well.
Oh.
She's a society president, and she works so hard, and just working with her on the background for society presidents, she is so focused. She is so ready, even if the year is kind of a little bit of a roller coaster, but she's ready to support all students and every aspect of it, for sure. And I would say from the dance team, I gotta shout out my girls. I gotta shout out my girls.
Go for it. Go for it.
Literally anyone, but I would say maybe like a good rookie, maybe Natalie Bates for sure, or Brianna Chung. Brianna would have a very good, funny conversation with. But so either of those individuals from the dance team for sure. Natalie she was such a great individual to have on the team this year as a rookie. And I think she was more than a rookie this year, though. She was so on top of things and so invested that I was like, holy smokes, it's like you were part of the team like for the last 4 years. But she's so invested. She's a wonderful individual as well.
Great stuff. Great stuff. So whoever it is, okay, let's just pick a general question we can ask any one of these people when we pick a random. What is that one question we should ask them?
So the one question I would ask is, what is your inspiration in life and how do you move forward from that?
Doraianna is my inspiration. I got your answer for you.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. That was really great. So we'll pick one of these random people and we will speak with one of them and let them know how much Doraianna admires them, and it will be fun. But thank you so much. Honestly, it was great talking to you. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was so much fun.
I'm going to clap for you. Yes.
I will clap for you as well. Big clapping circle.
Who am I? I just talk. There's nothing special about me. I just talk.
Communication skills are important.
True. Actually, I should take that. All right. Well, truly, thank you very much.